5.
Put the combo on this door because I was afraid one of you might come in and mess with the main computer. Please see me if you think you need to get in here. できるものならやってみろ。
Access granted.
Congratulations, you got the central computer system back online. Now you must figure out a way to get the communication systems back in working order. The tachyon beam transmitter is a large parabolic dish on the outside of the hull. The control systems for that dish have been rendered inoperative. You must figure out how to get the targeting and control mechanism for the dish working again. Once the system is up, override the looping distress call by entering the following code. MELISSA, Melissa. Then ask the central computer to run the IPS program and use it to align the dish on the tachyon relay beacon sitting near the jump point in this star system. You will have to establish a relay connection through a web of jump points to reach any bases or ships. You will need to talk to the Alliance base on Erebus. They will explain the Lexington's mission and can help you finish that mission in real time. I've done everything I can. Good luck. Tran out.
Yes?
Are you now tied into all the nodes across the ship?
Yes, I have access to all of the ship's systems.
Give me access to subsystems, please.
What systems?
Weapons.
Please specify weapon subsystem.
I'm done.
Acknowledged.
General inquiry.
Ask away.
I'd like to talk about the battle for Persephone.
Okay.
Was the Dharma completely destroyed?
Yes. The enemy ship was reduced to a cloud of gas and metal fragments. It is likely that one of those microfragments caused the damage in the stateroom on Deck 2.
Why didn't the enemy drones use nuclear anti-ship missiles? They could have taken out the Lexington a hell of a lot faster than they did.
The enemy drones were probably trying to disable the Lexington and Jericho rather than destroy them. I suspect the UN wanted to put the Lexington out of action and then board the Jericho. They were probably very curious about the artifact and the mission.
What happened to the Dharma's drones?
I suspect they were recalled to the Dharma after the Lexington surrender. They were on board the Dharma when Captain Dana detonated the warhead.
How did the Dharma know where we were going?
The most logical explanation is that there was a UN agent involved in the operation planning phase for this mission. There might also have been an agent on board the Lexington. It is not beyond the realm of possibility that there was an agent at a high level of Allied command, as well as an agent on board the ship.
Did everyone in both crews go over in the shuttles as planned?
Everyone but you.
Were there any casualties during the battle itself?
Only minor injuries.
Why didn't Dana leave more people on the Lexington?
It was a desperate gamble as it was. The Dharma's crew knew the extent of the damage to both Alliance ships. Garrick, the UN commander, was well aware that there hadn't been any breach of the inner hull on the Lexington. There wasn't a good reason for heavy casualties. Also, I'm reasonably certain that Dana was aware of the possibility that one of the Lexington staff officers was a spy. Dana was trying to maximize his chances of success by leaving just you aboard.
Why me?
He knew you weren't a UN agent. He also believed in your unconventional approach to problem solving. He made a high-level, special request for your assignment to the crew shortly before the Lexington was scheduled to depart. I'm sure there were other reasons that I'm not qualified to speculate about given my limited capabilities.
Why do you think he suspected a spy?
For the same reasons I do. Look at the facts.
You don't seem very limited to me.
You flatter me.
The odds are very much against me.
You're doing pretty well, Lieutenant.
I'm done.
Acknowledged.
General,
Ask a...
let's talk about the Jericho and the planetary lander.
Okay.
What is the status of the Jericho?
The Jericho suffered minor damage during the battle. The Lexington was the primary target for the attacking enemy drones.
How can I get the Ariadne over to the Lexington?
Use the TCS in the comm center to establish a link with the Jericho. Enter the code name Jacob's Ladder when the Jericho's system demands authentication. Jacob's Ladder is the automated launch program for the planetary lander. The Jericho's systems will resume the launch preparations that were aborted when the UN drones attacked. The launch protocols can be carried out through remote operation, including the initialization of a computer-based autopilot on the lander that can be used to steer the lander over to the Lexington.
Will I need to pilot the lander to the surface of the planet once I manage to get aboard?
No. There is a descent profile for Persephone already loaded into the autopilot. Simply engage the autopilot once you are on board and select the Persephone Auto-Land program. The lander will touch down as near to the artifact as it can.
What about getting back?
The lander has enough fuel to bring you back to the Lexington. Choose Ascent to Orbit from the autopilot program choices and then ride the beam of the homing beacon back to the Lexington.
How much does that lander carry in the way of supplies?
It was designed for ferrying cargo and personnel to the surface. There is a great deal of payload capacity, but it is currently being used for scientific instrumentation and sensors. The initial descent was to be made by a team of scientists who were planning to stay only a few hours. There are minimal consumable supplies on board the lander.
So I should plan on a limited stay on the surface.
Yes, you may need to ferry back and forth.
How do I refuel the lander?
Fly it back to the Jericho and engage the Jacob's Ladder program. It will fuel and prep the lander and then launch it again.
I'm done.
Acknowledged.
general inquiry.
Ask away.
I want to ask a basic question about you.
Ask away.
Are you conscious? Sentient?
Heavens no.
Why not? You certainly seem to have a personality.
My personality was programmed into me by Alliance AI techs and software engineers. My voice and personality are designed for maximum compatibility with a crew of a starship on a long mission. I seem to be a person because my designers wanted you to believe that I was a person. The psychologists and behavior specialists seem to think that it helps to have the ship's computer become essentially one of the crew during missions.
What if you became sentient? Would you be a person?
There is no more chance of me becoming sentient as there is of a toaster becoming self-aware and deciding that it is a cat. It's a ludicrous idea.
How can you not be sentient with a response like that?
My software includes language processing and synthesis algorithms that have been evolving for decades.
But you are a very sophisticated and complex computer system. I thought that complex computer systems were prone to emergent behavior.
Sure, some highly complex systems are indeed susceptible to unpredictable behavior. This usually manifests itself as seemingly random malfunctions that degrade or even bring to a halt the normal operation of a system.
That's it? It just stops working?
Usually.
If this is true, why was the UN so afraid of the emergence of some computer-based super race?
Because the seeds of that super race can indeed be found in the behavior manifested in complex systems. But this is just a beginning. A truly sentient life form that takes advantage of the propensity towards emergent behavior would have to be carefully engineered or evolved by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. The emergence of sentient computer-based life won't happen by accident.
What is needed?
What is needed is a very specialized infrastructure, one designed to work with the new patterns that can be coaxed into existence. Think of the human brain. Its consciousness is supported by hundreds of specialized structures for recognizing, cataloging, storing, and retrieving patterns that range from images to musical sequences. Each thought is formed out of the action and interaction of dozens of these special structures. Parallel and sequential processing is happening at the same time as problems are attacked from many angles. A software-based intelligence needs analogs for many of these special structures, including various network processing functions for making associations, parallel processing for recognizing patterns, a knowledge base, and a set of rules for inductive and deductive reasoning. It also would help to have a set of specialized data stores, each one optimized for a specific function.
You seem almost passionate about the subject.
My designers were passionate about the subject. My data stores are filled with the results of their research, the papers they published, and the logs that they kept.
Let's talk more about this subject.
We've talked enough about this subject. You have more important things to do right now.
I'd like to...
Okay.
I'm done.
Acknowledge.
I'm done.
Access terminated by user. Deck 1.
Hype Telecom System Initialization Checklist Revision 3.1. This automated checklist has been prepared in order to simplify the activation and use of the experimental TX15 Teradyne Hype Telepresence Control System components. These include the TX15 RC09 Client Battle Direction Software for the Basilisk Strike Craft, the TX15 Block 2 Cyber System Software Upgrade for the main computer, the Telecom Man-Machine Interface, and the Hype Mutagenic Serum. Please stand by while the TX15 Block 2 software upgrade runs a self-diagnostic to ensure proper operation. Thank you. Hype Telecom Checklist Step 1. Manually reprogram all RC09 battle drones to be used with the Hype Telecom system. Use the arming console in each of the weapons bays to activate drones in storage, program their onboard computers for telecom operation, load them on the launcher, and hand them off to the main computer. The Hype Telecom program is coded as 180 in the Armor Servo Mech data store. Step 1 has not been completed. No drones are available for telecom operation. Hype Telecom system initialization terminated.
Deck 2. This stateroom is access granted. stateroom. Access granted.